Hey everyone, Kenfinity here, and here's my review of Yesterday, directed by Danny Boyle, starring Hamish Patel, Lily James, Sophia DiMartino, Sophia DiMartino, Elise Chaparelli, Mira Sayol, Harry Michel, Vincent Franklin, Joel Fry, Michael Kiwanuka, Karma Sood, Gus Brown, Sanjeev Bhaskar, Carl Theobald, Alexander Arnold, Dominic Coleman, Ed Sheeran, Jane Seaborn, Neo Minis, Mariana Spivak, Justin Edwards, Kate McKinnon, Javon Prince, Camilla Rutherford, Sarah Lancashire, Rachel Elizabeth, Jimmy Gallagher, Jamie Colmer, Sophie, Sophie Minshew, James Corden, and Robert Carlyle. Great cast. And this film is about a musician named Jack, who lives in England, and he's kind of struggling. He has good song ideas, good song, but like no one's really listening to them. That's the worst thing for any musician. No one's really listening to his music, and his best friend is his manager and his roadie, his driver and everything. And he has another best friend named Rocky, who helps him out with his stage equipment and everything. And Rocky just got fired from another musician who's actually playing himself, like a couple of musicians do in this film. They play themselves, but he, is just with Jack now. And Jack, he wants to be out there more. He wants to do better, of course, like any musician. But that night after the show he has, it doesn't go that well. Jack accidentally gets into an accident. I won't say what it is. It's an accident. Well, because he gets into this accident because all the power in the world goes out for like 12 seconds, was it? Like 8, 10, 12 seconds. And then turns back on. His friend finds him. He got his friend named Ellie. Yeah, friend we've known for years. Finds him and gets him out of here. Gets him out of there. And he recovers. But when he recovers, he celebrates by playing the song Yesterday by the Beatles. And it's just like, wow, that was great. Oh, what is it? Like, what is it? Like, you don't know Yesterday? It's by the Beatles. Like, the Beatles is like, what? Like, turns out it must have been the power outage. Like, no one remembers who the Beatles are. Like, what? They're one of the biggest, like, one of the best, rock bands of all time. And I really like the Beatles. I'm a pretty big Beatles fan. I like most of their songs. But any rock bands, there's some songs you're like, I want to make sure the message, but like most of their songs are just fun, songs are just about love and Liverpool, and but I like most of the songs. I'm a pretty big Beatles fan, and so like, how you not know Yesterday by the Beatles? And he realized, like, what? They don't know the Beatles, or? And then later, he talks about the Beatles some more with Ellie, during the car, like, you know the Beatles? And then he starts searching things, like, what? I won't say, but like, certain things don't exist since the Beatles don't exist. I'm like, well, some of these things were around years before the Beatles. Like, did they get out of existence? They weren't as popular without the Beatles? So it's really cool to see, like, why are these things not popular? Why are these things, well, like, why do these don't exist anymore? Like, they existed before the Beatles, but they don't exist. Yeah, because of John, Paul, George, and Ringo, like, why don't they exist anymore? So, like, Jack, like, at first he just, like, plays the songs for fun, but, like, people are like, wow, these are great songs. And so he kind of gets roped into performing the songs, like, for his career. And then he gets noticed, he gets an agent. And then Ed Sheeran, you know, the musician, plays himself and comes to his house and gives him a deal. Like, then he has this manager named Deborah who comes in, like, who's very rude and, like, just about the career and everything. And so Jack is, like, torn. Like, people are getting to like this music, but it's not his music, you know? So it's that classic conundrum, like, what's he gonna do? And so he goes on, like, Ellie, she's a school teacher, like, she might just stay in England, like, cause Jack gets to go to Los Angeles, you know. So, like, what are they gonna do? And so, you know, it gets to him, and he decides, you know, he needs to reveal those are his songs. And finds Ellie, and things are going good for them. And this whole time, you know, we were like, does anyone else remember the Beatles? And I don't want to say anything, but it's really cool how they did it. Like, huh, maybe, but I don't want to say how. It was cool, like, all the Beatles references. Like, someone says, oh yeah, like, Jack is being interviewed. And then, yeah, Blue was getting interviewed. Like, oh yeah, you do great, especially with a little help from my friends. Like, oh, that's funny. Like, that's, you know, like, someone actually holds a yellow submarine. So there's so many different references to, you know, the Beatles. Whether, you know, all the albums, the songs, the animated film, Yellow Submarine, which was also an album, yeah. Yeah, because I like the Beatles, but it's been a while since I, like, deep dive in these. Man, I really like them. So that was really, it was a really good film. It was really, you know, fun. Like, wow, the world would be different. Not to be like, of course, a lot of other rock music still exists and everything, but, like, they really made a huge impact. Not just rock music, but, like, culture, you know, like, huge super groups and everything, you know. So it's really cool seeing how, like, this affected Jack. Like, he's a huge star instead of all four of them being a huge star, you know, being huge stars. So it's really cool seeing how Jack dealt with it after he found out no one remembered him. He was just playing it yesterday for fun at first, you know. And so he does the right thing, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and you can say a lot about this film. I just don't want to get into the specifics. You know, it's one of those films you can talk a lot about it, but I don't want to get into the specifics of it. And it sounds like it's a lot, but I don't want to get specifics. Because, like, especially for Beatles fans, there's so much you want to see for yourself. I give you just a couple Easter eggs, like, that help my friends. You know, nothing else. It was really good. I would have liked to see a little bit more of, like, how Jack's family is. Like, wow, our son, you know. It's a big star. It looks like he lives with them at the beginning. And a little bit more, you know, Ellie being a teacher, but always loving rock and roll. But you get quite a bit of it. You get a little bit more of, you know, how the Beatles affect the world. Like, not just like when it's just, but like how they affect people and things, you know, a little more of that. But it was great. It was one, I think it'll last weekend. It was really cool, especially when it was fun. You know, it's good for most age, but like Beatles is more older, so it's, you know, teenager older. It was really good. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and these videos last infinity.